Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. So it's your season. Let's talk about what this new moon in Scorpio means in general. So when we have the new moon in Scorpio, it's tapping into our raw feelings. It's embracing your power, right? We have this energy of being vulnerable to the unknown, but in a very good way, all right? The new moon in Scorpio also means cleansing your heart space. It helps cleanse your heart space, new beginnings. So now is the perfect time for you to set intentions, right? Let go of the past, start something new. This energy, of course, is going to last over the next 2 weeks to month. And it is very, very important that you set your intentions now because this will also lead right into 2020. Okay, it's going to go right into 2020 for you. So let's get into the actual reading. Now, the overall energy for you, Scorpio, during your season is a new romantic cycle begins, okay? You have the new moon in Libra card. So this card, okay, talks about new relationships, okay? So yes, a lot of you absolutely will have a new romantic relationship that begins. But it also talks about partnerships. So for those of you who are in a relationship, right, a romantic relationship, it can mean business partnerships, it can mean friendships, okay? It can absolutely mean friendships too. So for those of you who are looking for a romantic partner, new one to come in, this is wonderful and absolutely is speaking to you. But for those of you who are not, it also does, like I said, it stands for new friendships coming in, partnerships too. Business partnerships are really good in this energy. And this is also talking about, we have the scales here, being healthy and well balanced. So lots of good energy. Lots of good energy. Let's get into the tarot. Very first card out, and I've been saying this throughout the readings, this card is coming out a lot, and I'll tell you why for just about everybody. This is the Three of Pentacles, and this is talking about teamwork and collaboration, right? So teamwork can be a romantic relationship, right? If you're in a long-term relationship, you certainly are in a team, you and that person. You're working for goals, a lot of common goals. Excuse me. If it's not romantic in nature, then, in business, absolutely teamwork, right? So I want to go into it just a little bit more because even more so, this card is because of this time, because of the time of year, because the veil is so thin, because we are in the new moon in Scorpio. This is also talking about teamwork with your guides, your, angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors. So lots of spiritual backing right now, okay, to help make whatever your goals are, your dreams are, help you manifest those, okay? So they are there, definitely. And I'm sure a lot of you feel them. A lot of you do. And if you don't feel them, they're there anyway. I promise. Then we have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is talking about doing things strategically. So for the romance side of it, that's it's kind of like you're doing things, right? Maybe you're doing online dating, maybe you're doing, the 5-minute coffee date, whatever it might be. You're planning things. Yes, of course, you're hoping for it to come in just out of nowhere, and it can, but you're also playing your part, doing your part to meet new people, right? If this is work related, then absolutely you're being, you're acting strategically. You're thinking about what the next step is for your business. So this is good energy. I mean, it really is. Excuse me, guys. I have to take a drink of my coffee here. Okay, thank you. And then we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Now, this is really beautiful because this is no more lack, right? No more lack of love, no more lack of the work situation, having that passion, no more of the lack of that, okay? You're moving on from those feelings. You are absolutely moving on from those feelings, right? No more feeling of lack. Then we have the Father of Cups. right? The Father of Cups is being emotionally balanced. This is talking about, how we have the scales here and the overall energy of healthy and well balanced, right? Well, you're emotionally well balanced in this time of the new moon in Scorpio. And that's a really good place to be, right? You're not over worried if you don't have someone. You're healthy and you're being by yourself. And when you're healthy and feeling that goodness about not being in a relationship, that's exactly when a relationship will show up, right? Because you're balanced, your feelings are balanced, your emotions are balanced. So I am not surprised that that came out. I am not surprised at all. We've got a lot of cup energy here. And cups is all about the emotions, right? And love. Then we have the Eight of Cups. And this is absolutely, you have felt disappointed in the past. What you thought was wonderful energy or a wonderful relationship had not been, and it left you feeling hurt. And this, again, could go with a business relationship too. I do feel like most of this, for most of you, absolutely, it's romantic. Somebody maybe broke your heart, and you're walking away from that. I think you've already walked away from that relationship a while ago. It could have been a relationship you had a year ago, decades ago, right? But you were hanging on to those feelings, and you're finally, during, the new moon in Scorpio, you are definitely letting go of that, right? You're like, okay, it wasn't as great as I thought it was. And you're just kind of seeing through the veil, and you're walking away from those emotions, which is exactly what you need to do. Because once you do that, Scorpio, look, you get the Nine of Cups. This is satisfaction. This is, a wish coming true. This is one of the best cards you can get in the deck, right? So once you let go of all those old feelings, you make space for new. Okay, once you let go of all that, you make the space for the new to come in. So new love can definitely come in here if that is your wish, right? But you're feeling very satisfied with life in general, okay? This is really good energy. One of my favorite cards. I'm not going to lie. This is one of my favorite cards, the Nine of Cups. And then we have Judgment. Scorpio, we have Judgment for you. This is a rebirth of you emotionally. This is a rebirth. I mean, look at that. It's just beautiful. Just an absolute rebirth of yourself, how you feel about things, how you see things, your perspective, your thoughts on yourself. You're just mentally changing. And you are, because look, here's the Tower. It's going to feel like it happens overnight. It's a sudden change, an awakening, right? And boom, in the best possible way, it needs to happen. And you're making that happen by letting go of those old beliefs, right? So, very dramatic, yes, but in the best possible way. Nine of Cups, Judgment, Tower, where boom, 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 boom. And look what comes right after that. The Ace of Cups. Now, that's new love coming in for you guys. That's exactly that new energy, the new romantic love. It will come in. It definitely will. Again, if this is on the business side for just a small side of you, a small group of you, I should say, if it's work business, you're going to have a very awesome partner come in, or partners, right? Could be more than one. That's going to come in, and it's going to be a wonderful, healthy, and balanced relationship, right? But for those of you that this is absolutely on that romantic front, yeah, coming in and coming in fast, coming in strong. Beautiful. You're going to feel wonderful. And then you have the Strength card in reverse here, and that's the raw emotion we were talking about, right? Welcome to Scorpio season, raw emotion. But that's a good thing, okay? There's no cover-ups of emotions. It's just raw emotions. For some of you with this new romantic love, that is going to be very much I can't say it another way. I want to say it another way, but I can't. It's that animalistic love, right? That raw passion, raw emotion. It's going to be very heavy in a good way, right? But it's also going to be very light in a good way, because it's going to have that balance. It's going to be a very surprising romantic relationship for you in a good way. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, and this is so perfect because, you've been thinking about the past. You do think about the past, but it brings you joy, okay? It brings you joy. And the Six talks about balance again. So this time, with this person that comes in, you are not comparing them to your past relationships. It is something completely different and new. And it's just going to shine this light in you, and like, I didn't know a relationship could be this good. Like, that's how it's going to be. Like, wow, whatever I had before that I thought was good, boy, was I wrong, because this is it. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, right, in reverse. So this is Spirit asking you to really look at this, because this is long term, okay? This should be long term. Don't treat it like it's not. Now, that's not going to go and say that you meet somebody new and you're like, hey, let's get married or whatever, right? Or let's move in together, like that. Let's talk about have our future. How are we going to retire? That's not what this is talking about. But it is telling you to look at what it will look like to be with this person long term. Okay, because I have this, well, I don't have it. Spirit is telling me this is definitely someone where this can result in a wonderful long-term relationship, okay? But you got to keep that balance, right? You got to keep that balance. Can't go rushing in, telling them you want to get married or move in together or have kids together or whatever it is, you know, you got to slow down, but you want to think about it. All right, my Scorpio, this is a really good energy for a lot of you. I just can't feel, but just a lot of that awakening in this time of, it's your time. It's Scorpio season of just really seeing things very clearly. Now, I know we didn't have a whole lot of swords energy in this reading, so maybe that's why Spirit's having me talk about it, because normally I wouldn't go on like this. But there's going to be this clarity that comes through with this. Lots of cups energies, which is the emotions. Your emotions are going to get really stable. Even though this new love is coming in, it's going to be exciting, and then butterflies and, all that good stuff. There's something underneath that keeps it very calm at the same time. Okay? There's something underneath that keeps it very calm at the same time, along with all that excitement. So I'm not sure why Spirit had me go there, but they did. So let me go ahead to the bottom of the deck. We do have the Daughter of Wands in reverse. Okay, somebody obviously, and this happens to pretty much all of us at some point in our life, but somebody obviously hurt you pretty much because, in the love side, because you're very pessimistic. Like, you wanted new love, but you're like, I don't think it's even out there, right? Like, you're just very pessimistic about relationships. But that's what's changing, right? And then, Scorpio, we have the Daughter of Swords. So this is your own self-expression. You're going to, see, because you got them right next to each other. So you're going from pessimistic to your self-expression, which is your openness, okay? Your openness to drop all this pain that you had, walking away from it, moving on to let the good in. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, right? Moving from being pessimistic to your own self-expression, which is you being optimistic about it. Okay, you're absolutely going to turn around. And look what that does. It's the symbology in here is amazing, because then you have the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands in the traditional tarot it shows, usually it shows a person in a boat moving from, rough waters to calm waters, or mucky waters to clear waters, right? And you have the rainbow, which is, again, it's telling you that you're over here maybe in the dark side a little bit about relationships, and now you're moving over to the brighter side. Okay, so there's, a sense of victory in this, personal victory, because you're moving on. So I think that's great energy. I probably feel it's better than you do, Scorpio, only because I don't like to see people stuck in the, muck. I don't like to see people going, oh, relationships are terrible, right? No, they can be very blissful. And whomever it was that hurt you in that way in the past, they had to. That was why you were supposed to be with them. I know that sounds terrible, but you had to go through that heartache so you could see later, when the right person comes in, how much better it can be. So you're not taking that relationship or that person for granted. Yes, I'm sorry. Spirit is having me go on a rant about relationships. But that's what Spirit wants. That's what we do. So I did pull from the Buddha Wisdom deck, and it does say here, okay, it says, be still and loving and fearless. Exactly what we're talking about here. Walking away, right? Moving on from that old pain. And I feel for a lot of you, it's very old, stagnant pain. You got to let it go during this new moon season. Whatever ritual you do, or some people just make up their minds, right? I'm just not going to feel that way anymore. More power to you if you can do that. But yeah, you got to let it go, because you got to be fearless of what's coming in, because it's going to be good, and you should be very loving this time right now, right? This season of Scorpio, this next 4 weeks, right? Be very loving and be fearless in your adventures, for meeting new people, because that person's coming in. For the mind talks and the heart knows, okay? So, again, we were just talking about this. Gosh, Spirit. Yes, your heart, you're going to be all aflutter, but the mind is your swords, right? So, the clarity. So, you'll have clarity, but you have to follow your heart. I just love that. That is just beautiful. All right. I am going on and on with your reading, Scorpio, and I'm sorry, Spirit just has a lot to tell you right now. So, on that note, yeah, I just got goosebumps head to toe here. I think it's going to be a beautiful next couple of weeks for you on this romantic side. Let me know. Let me know how it resonates with you in the comments, what's going on in your life. All right, make sure you hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell that lets you know, I can't talk, that lets you know when I've uploaded a new video. All right. Scorpio. Happy Scorpio season. Happy new romance for a lot of you, okay? Let me know how it goes. I'm very interested. Have a beautiful, beautiful couple of weeks.